Hi everyone, I'm your host Diva Danielle, and this is Community Link AZ. Thank you for joining the show. This is the internet show that's a resource for you to people, products, and services in your own backyard you might not even know of. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss an episode. Each week, I'll introduce you to someone who is helping to make a positive difference in the community. We're going to have some fun, learn something new, and connect in a positive way. Let's start the show. Hi everyone, and welcome to Community Link AZ. I'm your host Diva Danielle, and I have to tell you I'm excited. We got another fantastic episode. If it's your first time to my YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button. I don't want you to miss any episodes. I also have a page on Facebook if you could like that and keep up with me and get to know what I have going on in the community. This man right here is amazing. Let me just tell you, when you hear of people say the ultimate entertainer, well, right here in the Valley of the Sun, we have the mecca of ultimate entertainers. This is T.A. Burrows. He's a good friend of mine, and he is a professional talent. And when it comes to being someone who really puts himself out there to entertain and put a smile on someone's face, T.A. is your man. So I'm so glad that you finally made it to Community Link AZ.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Danielle. It's great to be here. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, isn't this nice? It's just a warm and inviting setting.
Lovely. It is wonderful.
It's good. And I'm so happy that we finally found the time to just sit down and talk, because we've all been through COVID and everyone's had to make this shift. But I want people to know a little bit about your history, how you even got started doing music, comedy, and just being an all-around entertainer for 45 years.
45 years.
Insane.
Yes.
This is insane, but it's good. And look how good he looks, right? He doesn't even look like he's been around for 45 years. This is fantastic. So let's start a little bit about you and your background and how you got into it.
I started when I was 2. And no, I'm kidding. Actually, I started my entertainment career in the military. I was in the Air Force for 21 years. During my military career, after I married my wife, I used to do voices, impressions around the house. My wife said, you know, a talent contest had come up on the base, and she said, why don't you enter the talent contest? So I did, and you know, at her urging, and I did some stand-up comedy and did some impressions. I ended up winning first place in that talent contest.
Nice.
And then the Air Force has like different levels that you know, compete at. And so I was able to go on to the next level, then the next level, and I was hooked.
Yeah.
That was it. Once I got that first applause, that first laughter, I'm like, oh my goodness, I can do this. I want to do this forever.
Right.
So long story short, that started my career. During the remainder of my career in the military, I continued to perform. I toured with the Air Force Entertainment Show, Tops in Blue. Spent 3 years there doing that, and also working at Air Force Entertainment. And just got a love of entertainment. But a little later in my career, I decided I wanted to do more than just be a comedian.
He wants to do more. He doesn't know how to sit still.
It's not enough. So I decided I wanted to become an actor. I decided I wanted to become a singer. I started pursuing those careers, and I had a tremendous amount of success. I met some wonderful people who guided my career along the way. And you know, over 45 years, I've managed to accomplish a lot of the goals that I set for myself, and be able to set even bigger goals.
Yes, you've done a lot. Let's talk a little bit about the people that you've worked with in the entertainment business, because you've worked with some big names out there. He's so humble. I love this, but you've worked with some big names.
I have. I had an opportunity to entertain and open for Bob Hope when he was alive, the great comedian. I did several shows with him. I've opened for Earth, Wind and Fire, opened for The Temptations, opened for Brian McKnight. Got a chance to work with Chicago. Got a chance to open for Tracy Morgan.
Nice.
You know, a lot of different acts, and so I've been very blessed. Had an opportunity. I lived in Las Vegas for 5 years, performed there, became a headline comedian. Did over 400 shows at the Las Vegas Improv.
I love that.
So it's been a great career. And then on top of that, I started doing theater when I got here to the Valley. Got very involved in theater. Been doing theater now for almost 20 years. So.
And no end in sight for you. I don't see you slowing down anytime soon.
No, because there's still more things to do. You know, after the comedy career was going on, I decided I wanted to be a singer.
I love that though, because he's got a great voice. And you just don't entertain. You really give your all, so people walk away feeling like, almost like your family. Like, wow, this guy made me feel at home, you know?
And that's my goal. I've always, as an entertainer, I was always taught that the audience is your purpose. The audience is the reason you're on stage. It's not for yourself. It's not for your edification or for your glory or honor, whatever. It's about the people you entertain. And so, every time I've had an opportunity to do anything, whether it's comedy, singing, theater, I always put my heart into it because I want that audience to experience the best performance that they possibly can.
Well, the show is called Community Link AZ, and I'm giving you this as a resource because TA has linked himself. He's pretty much immersed himself. He is a stamp here in the Valley, and you've made a name for yourself, especially with the senior community.
Yes. About 5 years ago, I felt a calling on my heart to branch off into a new area. And so I decided that I was going to kind of move away from the comedy career so much and a little bit away from my acting. And I was given a talent, I feel, to sing. And doing some research and looking around, I discovered that there's a population in our valley here that I feel is a little underserved in terms of entertainment. And so I reached out to a couple of senior communities to find out if they'd be interested in doing a show, a singing show, where I could come in and sing some songs to the seniors and entertain them. And a lot of the different communities have entertainment. They have people that play guitar or come in and play piano.
Right.
But I wanted to offer them something totally different, a show where I could come in and be dressed up and entertain and sing and dance and tell them some jokes and make them laugh, bring back some memories.
So nice.
So I started that 5 years ago, just on this calling that I felt from God. And it was a risk, because I was doing pretty well with my stand-up career.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I decided to take this risk and jump in and do this and see what happens.
And you've been doing it for a long, long time. I love that.
That very first year, I had 57 shows for the seniors.
Oh, just a little bit. Just a few shows. Just a few shows. 57.
So the following year, I said, obviously this must be something I'm supposed to do. So I started, reached out to some more people, word of mouth, referrals. The second year, 93 shows.
Oh my goodness.
Then the next year it was 121. And it's just gone on and on and on, and it's continued to build. I've had over 100 shows for the last 3 years.
That's incredible. Even during COVID.
Even during COVID. Yes.
So how did you make that shift? Because I know you were telling me off camera, you've done the Zoom shows and all that. How was that?
Absolutely. Well, when COVID hit, one of the things, I'm the kind of person that I don't slow down. I just, if there's an obstacle, you have to find a way past it. You have to find a way to get over it, around it, or whatever it is. So when COVID hit, suddenly there was this, now the senior communities are saying, well, you can't come in anymore. We can't have guests in the building. We can't have people in the building. So I said, well, that's okay. You have a TV? Do you have a VCR? Do you have a DVD player? Whatever it is. I started sending videos out to some of my communities and saying, hey, I can still send entertainment your way. We had a couple places that said, well, we have a Zoom. We can do Zoom.
Nice.
And I said, then I'll do a show for you via Zoom. So we started doing that. I did shows in my office, and there's all the seniors in little boxes on the screen, and
so
I'm entertaining them, and the show is exactly the same as if I were there in person.
I love that.
I had one of my communities say to me, is it possible that you could do a show as a conference call? If we get the audience, the seniors
together. If there's a will, there's a way.
If we get them together and get them on the phone,
okay.
Would you sing to them over the phone? I said, of course I will.
I just called
to say
I love that. That is TA never slows down, and I love that you have that creative force behind you. Our time, unfortunately, is getting away from us, and I need to do like a part 2 with TA. But before that, I want you to get a glimpse of a little bit of what it's like to see TA and do his thing. So here's a quick little video.
She walks like an angel walks. She talks like an angel talks. And her hair has a kind of curl. To my mind, she's my kind of girl. She's wise like an angel's wise, with eyes just like an angel's eyes.
That was great. Good stuff. You know, people love it. I love it. And you never seem to miss a beat.
Thank you.
I want people to utilize your services. If there is a senior citizen out there or somebody who's watching this that might be able to connect you, how can they get a hold of you?
Well, they can reach me on my website. My company is called Act 2 Productions, and my website is www.act2, spelled out, ACTTWO, productions.com.
And you're all over social media.
All over social media. If you want to call me, you can. I'll give you my number. My business line is 623-640-9435. I'm on Facebook, Act 2 Productions, on Instagram. So yes, anybody that's looking for entertainment, if you have members of your family that may live in the senior community and they're looking for entertainment for their community, feel free to give me a call. If you have a senior community or a senior event coming up, or any kind of event where you need entertainment, my songs, I have actually 13 different shows that I do.
Nice.
Everything from standards, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Elvis, right up to rock and roll, 50s, 60s, 70s, you name it, I do. So
He does it all. It's T.A. Burrows, and he finally made it here to Community League AZ.
Thank you
It was
so
so
much.
nice to have you on the show.
Thank you, and thank you for what you do with this show. It's a great show. It's a great resource for our community.
Oh, I love
highlight
it.
people doing wonderful things in our community.
And he's just one of the many that are doing wonderful things. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Tell all your friends. Click that subscribe button so you'll never miss an episode. And I appreciate you stopping by my YouTube channel. I'll see you next week.